Hey y'all, and welcome. Hope everybody's doing well so far and it's had a great first day of spring. It's been a wild first day of spring here at the Winds Weather headquarters as we got in on a actual tornado not too far from us. Luckily it didn't hit us, but it was very close and it's already a hectic way to start off spring. Now I'm sure y'all are curious what's the weather going to be looking like for the next couple of weeks. I'm sure y'all saw that there's going to be a severe weather threat this coming weekend. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But we can see today, not much really going on out there. Just some light snow showers up here in the northeast. It's really relatively dry amongst much of the lower 48. But watch as we head into hump day. Could be coming in on some flooding and potential thunderstorms down here in southern Texas. Really not much to worry about amongst much of the lower 48. But watch as we head into this weekend. We're coming into a storm system, which is going to result in some severe weather on Sunday. Now, they did take the severe weather threat away on Saturday, but on Sunday, there's still a 15% chance for that from Ohio down into Texas. So please be weather aware again this weekend. And there's also a chance on Monday as it pushes towards the southeast, and this is good for those wildfire conditions in North Carolina. So definitely be hyper aware on Sunday and on Monday. And here's the wording by the National Weather Service in Paducah, right in the path of the severe weather threat on Sunday. We don't know what the main threats will be. I'm guessing all hazards, all significant hazards. So make sure to have what you need now. Prepare for a tornado warning just in case that goes off. Storm shelter, basement, closet, interior room away from windows. As long as you have as many walls between you and the outside world as possible, you're okay. If you're in a trailer, I would recommend you get away from the trailer. Trailer is not a good place to be. And make sure you have a way to receive alerts, whether it's a phone, weather radio, just any sort of way. If you have all that stuff, be just fine. So prepare for the worst, hope for the best. And I will still be posting on X and Facebook as we get closer. I'll be breaking down the timing and the threats, so stay tuned to those pages as well. Now, I'm only going to give you all a rough estimate of the timing for Sunday into Monday. Please take this with a grain of salt. What we can see as we head into Sunday morning, could be coming in on some clusters of storms. And I'm thinking this is going to be a late evening into overnight event with some clusters rolling through. Any of these could be tornadic. Mainly high winds is going to be the primary threat, I'm thinking. Take a look at the wind gusts. Could be coming in on right around 40 to 50 mile an hour winds on Sunday into Monday morning. It's going to reverse eastward, where looks like the winds could be a little less on Monday for the southeast. As far as the timing goes on Monday, and this squall line is going to start to diminish as it heads eastward. And I would expect if you live within the 15% chance on Monday down here in the southeast, I would expect the timing to be during the early evening hours. Expect some hail and some gusty winds. I know I showed you all this earlier, but could be coming in on right around 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts. Of course, subject to change, of course. Please be aware of this. Cape values. This is the energy that we could be working with. Gonna be dealing with a lot of cape down here in the deep south by Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana. A lot of fuel for those storms out there is basically what this is. And then a little less fuel on Monday, so I'm thinking Sunday is going to be bigger than Monday. But of course, just like the last severe weather event, one day was supposed to be bigger than the other. Turned out not to be the case. The actual day that wasn't supposed to produce much tornadoes actually produced a lot of tornadoes. So please, again, I know I keep repeating myself, I'm stressing this, but please make sure you have a safety action plan put in place now. Know where to go when that tornado warning gets issued for your location, and have a way to receive alerts, and you'll be just fine. Now, once we move past that system, it's going to push off into the northeast, bring some snow up here to Canada, our 51st state. And then we're going to come in on a little bit of a quiet pattern. Could be coming in on some heavy snow over here by Minnesota and Iowa, and some snowfall up here by Idaho, where there was actually an avalanche warning last night. So that was pretty interesting. And then we're going to be coming in on a lot of heavy precipitation for the Mountain West. Could be coming in on some heavy snow in the mountains of California. Shadow and Jackie are going to be coming in on some rain and snow for them. Those bald eagles out there in Big Bear Valley. If y'all checked out the live stream for them guys, go check them out. Pretty interesting. And then that's going to be pushing eastward. Going to be coming in on another concerning storm system, which could bring some flooding, severe weather, and heavy snow. We're not done with the snow yet, unfortunately, y'all. Although we're past the first day of spring, winter seems to not want to let go, so I'll be keeping an eye on this. This is almost 300 hours out, so this is well too far out to forecast any accurate snow totals or any sort of accurate timing or hazards or any of that stuff. So I'll be keeping an eye on this storm system, as well as providing updates on this upcoming severe weather event by this weekend. So make sure you follow my Facebook pages for further updates on that stuff. That pushes off into the east and even more accumulating snowfall on the backside, unfortunately. Of course, subject to change. And then we're going to be coming in on another potential quiet pattern as we head into the middle of April. One last thing before we get into the precipitation outlook by the Climate Prediction Center, we got to take a look at the jet stream. Now what this is it shows us our troughs and ridges. Ridges are associated with good weather, troughs are associated with bad weather. The troughs are basically this U right here, and a ridge is basically an upside down U, essentially is what it is. So we push this forward, looks like we're in a little bit of a trough, and then it's going to transition to a little bit of a ridge before this upcoming severe weather system is going to be rolling through. As you can see, we're going to be coming in on a positively tilted trough and more into a negatively tilted trough. Now, what am I meaning by this is basically negatively tilted trough is something you don't want to see when there's severe weather. And what do all the bright colors mean? Well, this is the knots. This is differing winds with heights. Wind shear, basically what this is. And you can see in the upper layers of the atmosphere, the winds are whipping up there. And at the surface, they're probably barely whipping at all. We're at right around 20 to 30 mile an hour winds at the surface. And as we move up into the upper layers of the atmosphere near the troposphere, we can see right around 60 to 70, almost 80 knots, which is right around, I would say, 60 mile an hour winds up there in the upper layers of the atmosphere. So we've got a lot of wind shear to work with on top of a lot of cape, a lot of energy. So definitely going to be big on Sunday into Monday. Now, I'm thinking next week is going to be even bigger because we can see we're going to be heading from a major ridge into a major trough, and this is going to be our next big system. Now this is well too far out. This might not even happen. Keep this in mind. But again, I'll keep y'all updated as we get closer to right around April 6th. Now, let's go and take a look at the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook by the Climate Prediction Center. You can see much of the country is going to be well above average, except for down here by Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona, coming in on a very soggy pattern. Next 8 to 14 days as we head into April, this is when our next concerning system is going to be rolling through, is right around the middle parts of April. Northern half of the country is going to be well above average, while the southern half of the country is going to start to dry out a little bit. I will have an April outlook up by Friday, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Looking like we could be coming in on a very soggy and potentially stormy month of April. As far as the hazards for precip goes, see the Mountain West over by California and Oregon coming in on a moderate risk for flooding out there, on top of some pretty heavy snowfalls, moderate risk too. So Jackie and Shadow are going to be coming in on some snow and rain, unfortunately, and some high winds as well. Hopefully they protect their little eaglets. I know the last snowstorm they got in on killed one of their eaglets, unfortunately. So heavy snowfall and heavy rainfalls in store out there. And as we take a look at the national blended models all the way out into April 5th, you can see that we're coming in on right around 2 feet or higher snow totals up in that higher elevations. Of course, the lower you go, the lower the snow totals. As far as precip goes, definitely going to be a lot of rain associated with back-to-back systems, potential atmospheric rivers occurring. So upwards of right around 5 inches of rainfall going to be leading to mudslides and landslides and all that. So definitely brace for flooding. Brace for heavy snowfall if you live out here by California up into Washington. Seems like y'all get in on a lot of precip this time of year. Now let's go and get into the temperatures, since I'm sure y'all are curious as to what the temperatures are going to be looking like as we head into April. Well, leading up into this weekend, it's going to be pretty nice for much of the country actually. Going down again and warming back up. And then as we head into Thursday and Friday, we're really going to start to warm up. And this is why they issued the severe weather threat from Ohio down into Texas, because we're going to be dealing with a lot of energy. Because we're going to be dealing with some very warm, unstable temperatures. And we're going to be a little bit warm on Saturday as well. And then we can see this cold front on the backside. It's going to be wiping out those nice, warm, moist temperatures. And then we're going to be a little bit chilly amongst the eastern half of the country, but warmer than normal, I would say. You can see we're going to be heading back into those nice temperatures. But then again, remember I was saying there's going to be a trough rolling through as we head into April? Well, we can see just this right here. We're going to be back into some drastically cold temperatures as we head into the beginning and parts of the middle parts of April, unfortunately. Now, how much below or above average is this going to be? Well, we can see we're going to be a little bit below average amongst the east and northeast, but the rest of the country is looking to be well above average. And then we're going to be 30 degrees above average here in the central part of the country as we head into Friday, and really much of the country is heading into an above average temperature pattern. And it's remaining this way all the way into Sunday, and then it's going to get wiped out. We're going to be from 30 degrees above average into 30 degrees below average, cooling down a little bit. Then we're going to be warming back up again, back into 30 degrees above average. And then that next system by next week is going to be rolling through, dropping those temperatures down almost 30 degrees below average yet again. So volatile weather pattern again, at least as far as temperatures go. Going to be coming in on 30 degrees below average into 30 degrees above average. Then the next week, much of the same story. And we can see just this here on the Climate Prediction Center. As we head into the beginning parts of April, much of the country is heading into an above average temperature pattern. Unless you live up here from Maine, down into Michigan, up into parts of North Dakota, as well as out here by California and Oregon. And as we head into the middle parts of April, looks like much of the same story, although more of the Northwest coming in on below average temperatures. And Maine, y'all are going to be cold as well. So basically, to sum this up here, it's looking like it's going to be relatively calm amongst much lower 48 as we head into this weekend. Could be coming in on some flooding, severe weather down here by Texas. Then we're going to be coming in on our severe weather threats by Sunday into Monday. I'll be keeping you all informed on X and Facebook, of course. Could be coming in on some backside snow, especially up here by Canada or 51st state. And then it's going to start to calm down a little bit out there amongst much of the country. And then another concerning system could be rolling through as we head into April, which could be bringing a lot more snow here to the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes region. Be keeping an eye on this storm system. This is well too far out to give an accurate forecast on who will see snow, who will see thunderstorms, who will see severe weather. So I'll be keeping you all informed on this, of course. If it does happen, looks like we could be coming in on a spring snowstorm here in the Ohio Valley. Then after that, it's looking like much of the lower 48 is going to be starting to dry out a little bit. And of course, didn't forget out there out west, a lot of heavy rain, a lot of heavy snow. We're going to be leading to 2 feet of snow, almost a foot of rain. So be aware of that if you live out there. As far as temperatures go, it's going to be warm for much of the lower 48, cool out here out east, leading up into this weekend. Could be very warm amongst much of the country. This is going to fuel that severe weather throughout on Sunday into Monday. Then the warm temperatures are going to get knocked out. Going to be cold for a little bit, but then we're going to be coming back into warm temperatures yet again. And then our next concerning storm system by next week is going to be rolling through, potentially dropping those temperatures down drastically as we head into the middle parts of April. So prepare for a roller coaster ride, y'all. Severe weather 1 week, backside snow, warm temperatures, and then cold, and then warm again, and then very cold again. So typical springtime volatile weather pattern amongst much lower 48. So prepare for that. Now, shifting gears here, let's go ahead and get into this week in weather history. Starting off March 31st, 1962, the deadliest tornado in Florida's history, Milton, Florida. An F3 tornado struck Milton in 1962, killing 17 people and injuring 100 others. This remains the deadliest tornado in Florida history, devastating the town by demolishing homes and infrastructure. The high death toll was exacerbated by limited warning systems in the 60s, highlighting the vulnerability of regions not typically associated with severe tornadoes and the need for improved forecasting and preparedness. March 25th and 26th of 2023, we had the tornado outbreak in the Deep South. Peaked on March 25th and 26th, killed 26 people, primarily in Mississippi and Alabama. Tornadoes caused widespread damage, leveling homes and businesses, and that was a very drastic event during that year. March 31st, 2023, the largest tornado outbreak occurred, third largest tornado outbreak on record, with 22 tornadoes confirmed in Illinois alone as part of a multi-day event. March 31st into April 1st, killed at least 26 people across the Midwest, South, and Mid-Atlantic. Severe storms also produced large hail, 1 inch to 3 inches in diameter, and damaging winds caused property damage and injuries. The scale of this event marks the volatility in late March, which we're going to be coming in on here very soon. Severe weather 1 week, backside snow, warm temperatures, cold temperatures. Now in 1901 on March 25th, a tornado struck Birmingham, Alabama. It was an EF3 tornado, which killed more than 20 people, cutting a 15-mile path of destruction through the city and surrounding areas. Now in 1973, on March 31st, record-breaking tornado damage in Georgia, which carved a 75-mile path, caused over $113 million in damage, equivalent to approximately $750 million to today's dollars. This was the highest total for a severe weather event on record. Now, March 25th, 2011, record flooding on the Elm River in South Dakota. Snowmelt and ice jamming caused the Elm River near Westport, South Dakota, to reach all-time record level of 22.69 feet on March 25th, 2011, nearly 9 feet above flood stage. The flooding forced the evacuation of the entire city of Westport, damaging homes and roads. The governor of South Dakota declared an emergency, mobilizing 50,000 sandbags and the National Guard. This event underscores the severe flood risk in the upper Midwest during late March, driven by snowmelt and ice jams. Now, March 31st, 2023, we also had a blizzard that struck northeast South Dakota, bringing upwards of 6 to 15 inches of snow, winds upwards of 30 to 50 miles an hour, creating blizzard-like conditions. Storm-stranded travelers along I-29 and Highway 12 led to school closures and caused injuries, including a snowmobile accident in Hamlin County and a car crash on Highway 28. Snowfall totals included 11 inches in Summit and 9 inches in Webster. This late-season blizzard demonstrates the potential for dangerous winter weather in the upper Midwest even when spring begins. And we could be coming in on some snowfall as we head into April, by the way. Be keeping y'all informed on that as we get closer. I'm not giving y'all accurate snow totals in this video. Now, some wartime weather history. In 1771, during the Revolutionary War in New Jersey, heavy rain and mud in late March of 1777 immobilized both the Continental and British armies, preventing significant engagements. The muddy conditions likely saved Washington's army from a British attack, as neither side could maneuver efficiently, highlighting how weather could act as a protective factor in the 18th century warfare. Now, during the Civil War, in March 25th, 31st, during the American Civil War, saw weather significantly influence military operations, particularly through rain and mud. In 1865, during the Appomattox campaign, heavy rain and muddy conditions slowed both Union and Confederate movements, but the impact was more severe for Lee's retreating army, contributing to their eventual surrender. In 1862, during the Peninsula Campaign, flooding and mud delayed McLean's advance on Yorktown, allowing the Confederates to strengthen their defenses and prolong the campaign. These events highlight the critical role of weather in Civil War operations, where poor conditions could hinder logistics, delay offenses, and exacerbate the challenges faced by armies already strained by demands of the war. Now, World War I in 1918, during the German Spring Offensive, heavy rain and fog in late March of 1918 turned the Somme battlefield into a muddy, foggy mess, slowing the German advance and disrupting logistics. While the fog initially aided the Germans by concealing their movements, the mud ultimately stalled their momentum, contributing to the offensive failure and marking a turning point in the war. World War II. This period of March 25th and 31st saw weather and natural events significantly influence military operations. The 1944 Mount Vesuvius eruption disrupted Allied air operations in Italy by destroying 80 bombers, delaying support during the Italian campaign. In contrast, clear weather on March 25th enabled the success of Operation Discrete 1 in the Pacific, allowing U.S. forces to inflict heavy damage on Japanese assets. However, clear skies on March 30th to 31st proved disastrous for the RAF during the Nuremberg raid, as visibility led to heavy losses from German defenses. These events illustrate the dual nature of weather and warfare, capable of both enabling success and causing setbacks during a pivotal time in the war. So sort of a long video here today, but hopefully y'all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like and share button so more folks are informed about the weather. Also, leave me some feedback in the comment section down below, as feedback helps provide you, the viewer, better, more informative content in the future. If there's anything you want to see on the channel, please mention it down below. Also, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, because at Here One's Weather, we try to make weather forecasting fun and informative. Also, I'll have a Rumble channel if you want to check that out too. It's Williams WX98. I'm up to 24 followers so far, so thank y'all for subscribing and following, by the way. greatly appreciated. So basically, typical springtime weather pattern as we head into April. Severe weather by this weekend for the Midwest up into the Great Lakes, down into the Southeast. I'll be keeping you all informed on X and Facebook. May have another video out by Saturday. I'll let y'all know, of course. I will have an April Outlook video up by Friday, by the way, so make sure you stay tuned for that too. As far as temperatures go, going to be in a volatile temperature pattern. Going to be very warm leading up to this weekend. Of course, it's going to be knocked out by the severe weather. Warming up yet again as we head into next week, and then another system's going to be coming in, potentially knocking out those nice warm temperatures again, bringing backside snow to the eastern half of the country, unfortunately, and then we're going to be coming in on some drastically cold temperatures, so do not plan anything yet. I wouldn't recommend it. And as far as the Mountain West goes, it's going to be a lot of rainfall, a lot of flooding. Could be coming in on some atmospheric river conditions out there. There could be a couple of feet of snow and about a foot of rainfall. Seems like you always come in on heavy precipitation this time of year. Not good for Jackie and Shadow, those eagles that are hanging out there. Hopefully they do all right in this upcoming storm. I didn't cover the bird cast in this video, but here is when to expect birds to start moving in. Spring's here, y'all, and probably won't be feeling like it next week, but I promise it's going to be staying warm here very soon. And with the warm air this time of year, severe weather is going to be possible. So again, please be aware of that. And again, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate all y'all for watching. Until next time, have a great day, y'all, and never stop forecasting.